tonight. Okay, this goes to topic number 3. Here we're going to solve the system of equation by substitution method. So we have 2 equations and 2 unknown. X plus 6y is equal to minus 31. 7x plus 5y is equal to minus 32. Okay. So in this case, we want to solve by it says substitution method. Can somebody tell me how to start this problem here? What's the substitution method?
You solve one of the problems and then substitute it.
Right, so you take the very first equation maybe and then solve x in terms of y. So x would be equal to, if I subtract 6y from both sides of the equation, that's what I get, right? And you substitute that into the second equation for x. So that would be 7 times minus 6y minus 31 plus 5y is equal to negative 32. And then you just solve for y. Once you find y, you plug it back into here, you solve for x. Are there any questions as how to start the problem here, first of all? Everybody follow that? So that's the substitution method. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into her work, substitution method, and see what will be the answer quickly. This is what we have for the solution to that. So if you look at here, you're solving x. It looks like we're using, in this case, she's using addition method. Looks like she's using addition method for that one problem. Okay, this is a different method. It says solve by substitution method. Or it says solve substitution or elimination method. So you can use either one. So elimination is usually easier to solve. So let's follow this also so you can understand both methods here. To solve the elimination method, you look at the coefficient of x and y, and you try to make the coefficient of x or y opposite of each other. So the coefficient of x, the first one is 1, the second one is 7. So if I multiply the entire top row by negative 7, I would make the coefficient of x opposite of each other. So if I simply add these 2 rows, then I can solve for y. And then once I solve for y, I can plug it back into any of those 2 equations and solve for x. So everybody see both methods here, substitution method and elimination method. So this is the elimination method. Go ahead, please.
Talking about it, I don't understand.
Okay, but a little bit louder, please. I didn't hear what you said.
Can you go over the problem? Because I don't understand what you just pointing.
Oh, sure,
You know
sure.
what I mean?
Which method? Substitution method or elimination method? Or both?
Both.
Okay, sure. Now, since I have the elimination method, let's go over this quickly, see if you can follow it. Now, you see how the coefficient of x is 1 here, and the coefficient of x here is 7. Do you see that?
Yes.
Okay, so in order to use the elimination method, we want to make the coefficient of x or y opposite of each other. So when we add them up, one of them eliminates. So if I multiply the top row here by negative 7, would you agree that the coefficient of x would become opposite of each other, first of all?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yes.
So that's the first step. You multiply the top row by negative 7, so that would cause the coefficient of x becomes opposite of each other. So when I add these up, then when I combine the y's together, you get minus 37y. You combine the constant, you get 185. Then if I divide both sides by minus 37, which is this coefficient, then you get y is equal to minus 5. Do you follow that so far?
Yeah, for the second part of the question to get the
Right.
positive 7, are you you just okay, you didn't need to multiply the second half. I'm saying. Never mind.
No, because it's already 7.
Okay.
I don't want to change that. Because I want to make, the goal is to make these two opposite of each other. This is already 7. This is 1. So if I multiply the top row by negative 7, but don't forget the entire row must be multiplied by negative 7. That's why it just became negative 42, and this would become 217. Do you see that?
Okay.
7 times minus, negative 7 times negative 31 would be 217. Negative 7 times 6 equal to minus 42. So you don't touch the bottom one, because once I multiply the top row by negative 7, these two becomes opposite of each other. Do you see that?
Okay, yes, I do.
And then when I add these two rows, negative 7x, positive 7x is 0, is gone. So now you only have one variable to look for, which is solve for, which is y. Once you find y, you just plug it back into either of those two equations. I put it in the first equation. I substitute for y minus 5, you solve for x.
Okay, yeah, I got it.
So that's the elimination method. Are we good with that?
Yes.
Good. Now for the substitution method, substitution method, which I started initially, here is slightly different. For the substitution method, you solve x in terms of y, like in this case. You get x equal to minus 6 y minus 31, and you substitute that into the other equation, and then you distribute and you solve for y. It's 42y. Do you see that? You see what we're doing? So that becomes 7 times 31.
Pick either one of the equations, and this is
Right.
confusing.
Yeah, it's better to, looks like if I compare these two equations, looks like it's easier to pick the first one and solve x in terms of y, because see, the coefficient of x is 1 here already. That's all I have to do is just subtract, I'm sorry, I'll go back here. That's all I have to do is I have to subtract 6y here. So that's how I can isolate x. X would be equal to minus 6y minus 31. That's what I have here, right? Now, you could take the second equation, but if you do that, then you get fractions. You don't want to do second equation. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So sometimes it's easier to pick one equation than the other one when you use substitution. In this case, because the coefficient of x is 1, then that probably would be the best one to pick. And then here, as I was solving this, once you solve this for y, you get the same exact answer. So here you have minus 42 plus 5. They give you minus 37 y minus 217 equal to negative 32. Then we can add 217 to both sides of the equation. So you get minus 37 y. Do you follow what we're doing?
Yes, I am.
So they give you 100 minus 180, or yeah, plus 180. Yeah, 180, good. Okay. So if I divide both sides here by 37, okay, just have to be very careful with your calculation here. Oops, I moved back here. So any questions so far what we're doing?
Where did you get 37?
That would be 47, right?
Oh, because you
That should be 47.
Yeah, because you put 37.
42 and 5 would be 47 here, right? That would be 47. Let's correct that.
Okay, I get it now.
Yeah, that's 47. Good, yeah. 47. leave all that. 47. Okay. Alrighty, so let's see, do we have the rest of them correctly done? So that would
And that's
be
negative 180, right?
yeah, that would be plus 180, right? Because 217 minus 32.
Okay.
You add, right? Because it was originally minus 217, you add 217 to both sides of the equation. So
And then you just divide it by, and then you get y. Okay, I get it. I get it.
right. So let's see if we got make sure all the calculation is correct, because I'm doing too many things at the same time. We just want to don't miscalculate anything here. No answering the chat room here at the same time. So let's make sure double check this. We have 7 times 31. That would be minus 217. And yeah, I think we got one miscalculation here. Alfredo is pointing at for us. Thank you. So you said 30 minus 32 plus 217. 17. Okay, yeah, yeah, 217 minus 32. That would be 185. Yeah, we're getting too late here, huh? 185. Thank you. So that would be 185, not 180. 185. Thank you, thank you. So let's see what we got. We get 185 divided by 47. Okay. Yeah, minus 37 was correct, you're saying, yeah. Getting too late. So it was 42 minus 5. Yeah, that was correct. That was 37. Yeah, it was 37. So let's correct this. 37. That was 37. Minus 37. All right. Let's view the right answer now. Okay. Yay, 5. 185 divided by minus 37 would be negative 5. Is that correct now, you guys? Wow, finally.
Yes, no, it is.
Yeah, so let's compare this to the other one, that substitution method. Isn't writing with this electronic pen also is not as easy as writing with the pen? Okay, here it is. We got the same answer here, right? You see, using the addition method. So y would be equal to minus 5. This is y is equal to minus 5. This is using the addition method. You see that? And then using the substitution method, which is the same exact answer either way you do that, which is right there. That is using the substitution method. And then once you find y is equal to negative 5, then you just plug it back into either of those equations to solve for x. So it's x plus 6y is equal to negative 31. So x must be equal to, we already did that, x equal to minus 6y minus 31. We already did that earlier. So it's x would be equal to minus 6 times 5 minus 31. So what is x is equal to, everyone? What is x is equal to, anyone?
Negative 1.
Yeah, so that's negative 1. Very good. So it would be 30 minus 31, x equal to negative 1. Good job. All right. So it looks like substitution method requires you to do more steps. If it's left to you, I would suggest that you do the addition method. Can I see a check mark from the everyone name if you follow both methods there? Good. All right. Let's